Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me well?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Christopher here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Dear fellow Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, welcome to Breakout Session 5, Marketing Through Uncertainty with distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Strung. My name is Bua. I am a Toastmaster member from Empower Toastmaster here in Bangkok, Thailand, and I will be your Zoom master for this session. Before we begin with Christopher's talk, I would like to introduce you to Christopher briefly. Our speaker, distinguished Christopher Strung, joined my Toastmaster 15 years ago in 2006. And since then, he has served in various roles in club to district levels, and he had led Penang State Division to achieve the President's Distinguished Division Award. And recently, Christopher had led his district towards Select Distinguished District in 2019 to 2020, bringing Malaysia to the 12th ranking among more than 100 districts around the world. And currently, Christopher is pursuing his 4th Distinguished Toastmaster title in his Toastmaster pathway. And outside of Toastmaster, Christopher is an enterprise product manager overseeing commercial IT products and GTM strategy. He's also a co-founder of Jack Photography, a photography company, and he is also a workshop facilitator specializes on the subject of leadership and human behavior. And without further ado, please join me to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Strung, Marketing Through Uncertainty. Distinguished Toastmaster Christopher Strung, Marketing Through Uncertainty.
Thank you very much, Boa. Hi to everyone. It's great to see you guys. And right now in KL, Kuala Lumpur, that's where I am right now. It's right 12:14. Okay, it's 1 hour ahead in Thailand time. I have not slept for the whole night yesterday because I have another 2 more earlier presentations that I did. At about 8 a.m. I woke up, I did presentation for my District 51 back in Kuala Lumpur. And then I followed by another chat session with the incoming area directors. And then after that, I jumped into this presentation. So it's really back to back and really feel so energetic to speak to you guys, even though it's a tiring morning for me, but I'm really charged up just to come and see you guys. So how have you been? Are you okay? Can you just go ahead, unmute yourself? Let's have this like a real virtual face-to-face meeting where, because this is definitely not, last I checked, this is not a university, this is not a college, this is not a tuition center or any education center. This is just for us to chit-chat, okay? So feel free to unmute, and if you have any background noises, anything that you're not comfortable to unmute your microphone, feel free to stay muted, and if you want to speak, just go ahead and speak. All right. For those of you who are comfortable, go ahead and unmute and let's have fun. Right. So let's bring to you sales and marketing in the uncertainties. Now we all know today anything can happen. Just so you know, my Malaysian government just announced a total lockdown, and for the past 3 days we have all-time high on the COVID-19 cases, all-time high. We have never reached this high since March last year. But for the past 3 days, we have reached all-time high. Every day is reaching the higher number. So they have announced a total lockdown. And every shopping mall is empty. Every groceries is empty. And guess what goes out of stock first? Anyone want to take a guess? We'll talk about that later, all right?
Water.
So, last year until now, you have rose to the challenge, you survived it, you made it impossible possible. But the question now is, are you ready for the next? This is what I always tell myself, and this is what I always challenge my sales team, where the company that I work for, I work for a multinational company called Dell, as in the Dell computer. I am the head of product for Dell for Malaysia. I used to be in regional role, but I realized that I wanted to give some time for my family and for myself, so I gave up regional role and just focus on Malaysia. So the question now is, are you ready for the next? We do not know what will happen. Just like Malaysia government announced total lockdown, all of us stay at home, and even our trucks can't send delivery. So that's the thing. So how this sharing works is that always remain muted if you're not comfortable, but if you can, just unmute yourself and let's have fun. Turn on your cameras because you can see yourself behind me. All right, I don't want to just see your name. I hope I can see you as in you. All right, and if you have questions, feel free to just chat along and let me know, or you can just use the raise hand button and we can just talk and just ask away. And sharing is always two ways. So please ask your questions and that will trigger more sharing from me. Okay, so are you ready? All right, brain teaser number one. Guess what? Malaysia announced total lockdown again. What's the most important thing that people you think will buy in this pandemic? Or the last March when they announced the first lockdown? What do you think is the first thing that runs out? Anyone take a guess?
Yes.
That?
Yeah, it is in South Africa, it's toilet paper.
In South Africa, it's toilet paper. Okay, anywhere else? Thailand? Khun Boa? What is it that the first thing that the Thais buy during a pandemic?
Well, I would say water, bottled water.
Water, okay. So
Yes.
Thailand buys, South African buys toilet paper. Where else? Anyone
In
else?
Cambodia, people want to buy mask.
Mask, okay. So guess what? In Malaysia, it's the same thing as South Africa. Everybody rushed to buy toilet paper. I have no idea why, but this is the first thing that ran out from the racks. Okay. Guess what? Guess what? Because of this incident, my friend who is a pastry and is a baker, she looks at this as an opportunity, and she created a cake that looks like this.
What?
It's a toilet paper cake. And guess what? She sold out as well. So what this first interesting scenario here is that when you see this as a crisis, it will remain as a crisis. But if you see this as an opportunity, then you will turn it and become an opportunity for you. So the question now here is that it depends on what you see and how you interpret it, that you can do sales and marketing in the uncertainty. It's a very simple thing, but fully sold out. Can you imagine that? She never even sold as many cakes as how much she has turned her cake to look like a toilet paper, and she sold more than what she actually sold her real actual cake. Okay, all right, moving on. Now, just a very quick one about sales and marketing, all right? Now, this is we need to understand what is uncertainty, what is sales, what is marketing first, right? Just a very quick one, basic 101 knowledge. Normally we look at is, we need a customer, we need product, we need marketing, and finally, we need growth. Let me look for my pen. Hang on. Okay, got it. So this is what we need to look for, right? We need to have customer, product, marketing, and growth. And what happened is that in every of these two, we will have something called a process or a model that we look into. For example, 4P, 4C, or 4E. What is this 4Ps? We'll go into it in a short while. Just for those of you who have a marketing background, you know that 4P stands for product, price, promo, and then the place, right? So if you do not know, no worries. I'm going to give you all this in a short while. Then in between marketing and products, it's like how you market it. Some people prefer to use newspaper, some people prefer to use radio, some people right now leverage on social media like TikTok, Facebook, so on. And finally, you talk about strategy, how you want to gain more market share and how you want to grow your business. So this is the overall model, how it looks like pre-pandemic. But when COVID-19 hit us last year, everything just turned upside down because uncertainties appears everywhere. Okay? You're about to do a promotion, guess what? Lockdown, your promotion stops. You're about to launch a product, guess what? The pandemic caused a shortage in your raw material. You can't get your product out. So these are the things that it caused a lot of uncertainties. But before we go into the uncertainties on the problem statement here, let's go into some of the companies that leverage on the 4 Ps. Take for example, today, even though there's a high demand of people is willing to spend, but you may not sell certain products. For example, today, all of us have money and have budget because for the last whole entire year, we can't even spend that budget, which is travel. We have a lot of budget right now. All of us have the budget to travel, but we could not travel. Until today, even though you have the budget to travel, even though someone offers you an air ticket or try to sell you an air ticket, there's no point buying it because most of the airports are closed. So this is one of the things. Even though there's a demand, you still can't sell. The next one is how you market it, right? Now, for those of you who know Generation Z, Generation Zs are people who are currently in the workforce, who just graduate and enter the workforce. They are the people who are, old enough to be your kids. So some of you, they are the teenagers today. They are the people who are fresh grads today. They are Gen Z, where they use only certain social media. Okay, now show of hands, come. Use the reaction button here, show of hands. How many of you have Facebook? Put a thumbs up. Okay, good. You can use the reaction button or just thumbs up. Okay, good. All of us have Facebook. How many of you have LinkedIn? Okay, yeah, you have LinkedIn, good. How many of you now have something called Instagram? Okay, not everyone have Instagram now. Tyler, you don't have Instagram, right? Okay. Okay. But what about TikTok now? TikTok, how many of you have TikTok? Okay, now all of us don't have TikTok, right? Now you see the generation gap here. Now, I asked my friend, who is my mentor, and she is younger than me. Now, mentor doesn't mean that must be someone older than me, but mentors need to be also someone younger than me so that I can learn their generation information. So I asked her, say, Chloe, what's the difference between Facebook and Instagram? And you know what she said? Well, Chris, Facebook is for people like you and Instagram is for people like me. And by the way, she's a fresh grad. So you know what I did immediately after hearing that? I took out my phone and I download Instagram. I said, I will have Instagram now. I'm as young as you. Okay, so what does this mean is that generations of differences join different type of social media. So now if you have a product that you target Generation Z, if you promote it in Facebook, do you think you will be successful? I can tell you, you will be not so successful. You will still sell. Some Generation Zs are still in Facebook. You will still sell, but not as what you expect. But if you put it into Instagram or even TikTok, you will sell more. That is what it means by the second example here. Okay, great. Now, let's bring you back to a bit about 4P, 4C, and 4Es. Now, back in the 1980s, the 4Ps were very, very important. We'll talk about the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. But after that, sometime in the 2000s, people start to change. Customers' point of view start to change. They don't longer look at product as product, but they look at product whether it can solve their solutions or not. All right. But before that, let me share with you what are the companies that leverage on this 4P? Let's take, for example, iPod. Now, do you know that when you mention the word iPod, I can tell whether which generation you are from. Okay? If I say that iPod and you tell me that what is an iPod and your answer is, oh, it's an Apple device that can store MP3 songs, then I know you are from my generation, the earlier ones. But if I tell you iPod and you tell me, oh, Apple iPod is the earphone that you put into your ears without the cable, then it is the new generation. Apple used iPod and reused the name iPod for the products. Do you realize that? How many of you know that? No? Yes? Okay, now you know. So iPod is being reused. It's right now the earpiece. When Steve Jobs first launched Apple, which is the iPod, which is the device that keeps MP3, the product has lesser feature compared to other devices that can play MP3 songs, okay, and store MP3 songs. Samsung, the rest of the brands can even keep MP3 songs plus storage, plus can also do voice recording. But this guy, Apple, can only play, no recording, no other things. But they still sell like hotcakes. Why? The price is even more expensive, but it's how Steve Jobs do it. 6 months before launching, Steve Jobs did a press conference, make the hype, created the excitement of this product, make it so high luxury to have, it becomes a branding. It becomes something that you want and you desire. And the only place you can get it is online, which is one price for all, no other extra promotion, no extra discounts, so they don't they don't dilute the brand. So because of that, they still sell like hotcakes. Now, this is purely on product. Nothing to do with price. The price is 2 times. The features is lesser, all right? And the promotion is just online. That's it. It's all purely product. It created that. Next one, on price. All of us know Walmart. Walmart is all about price. The cheapest of all, the best product, the best price, you name it, you got it. The best price. It's all about price. Another one, which is the company I work for, Dell, is all about place, how you get it, right? It's only online. So Dell started with online business, no other place, there's no retail store. So this is some of the businesses back in the 80s where they emphasize on certain P's, all right, certain P. Then come year 2000, where the product no longer look at it as product, but customer look at it as solution. Does it solve my solution? Price becomes cost. What does it cost me? Is it a wow factor? Is it value for money? Then it becomes, is it convenience to get it? Place is become convenience of it. Online is convenient. Now, just to share with you, one good example is between some of the online stores like Lazada and Shopee. So I'm not sure whether in South Africa you have that, but Lazada and Shopee is quite renowned now, right now. I think Lazada is everywhere right now in the world. Shopee is growing, but these two are the head competitors on online store. But there was one time, no matter what Shopee does, they still can't beat Lazada. They did a lot of enhancement on technology, still lose to Lazada. So one day they hire one guy just to sit there and understand why Shopee always loses to Lazada. And you know what this guy found? It's just a matter of one click. I repeat, it's just a matter of difference of one click. For Shopee, by the time you select what you want, put into your cart and to check out and to pay is extra one more step, extra click. Because of that, they lost out. So what happened is that when Shopee reduced that step, then they become head-on to Lazada. That is how much it is that it creates the experience to the customer's convenience. One extra click to you is like, what? It's just an extra click, man. Yeah, but that costs the whole business in millions. That is convenience. Then promotion has become communication, how you communicate, whether you want to dance with it or what. Now, if you want to sell something on TikTok, I do not know how you're going to do it, but definitely you'll find ways, you will find things. But I guess first you got to learn how to create a dance and dance along with TikTok and with your product. Okay. Then right now back in the 2010s, fast forward, the solution becomes expectation. Is it meeting the expectation? The customer's point of view has changed to expectation. Cost, is it excellence? Is it value for money? And then the experience becomes very important. That's why a lot of companies now talk about experience, customers experience, employee experience in leadership. And last but not least is the emotion. How do you feel? Well, right now with all the lockdowns, I believe all of us are buying more things through online. It's the experience and feel of how you click the buttons and get all the products. And then, picking up all the products every 2 weeks, every 1 week or 2 days, delivery man sent to you and you feel so proud getting all the products and, fill up all the houses with all the boxes. There's the emotion of it, the experience. Okay. So this is how the evolve of customers has grown from 4P to 4C and subsequently today 4E. Right? Now, all the models that you've seen, like the 4 quadrants and stuff like that, this is something that I have created, and it's very much which is today re-emphasized on the pandemic. Now, today, I would like to focus more about product and services. Here is where the product is, here is where services is. If you have a product, a good product with good service, congratulations, you are in best in class. If you have good products, your service is as per normal, then you have best in class product. But if your service is good and your product remains, it's best in service. And I will call this Kickstarters, who are the new products and new service. At this point of time, you may not have the right product. For example, air ticket. You can't sell air ticket. But if you continue to remain your service, you remain to keep updating them, give them extending your travel miles, or maybe changing the travel miles to redeem certain things and things that are needed in today. That is service. Now, that is service, right? So remain your rapport with your customers is very important at this point of time. So to deal with uncertainty, lesson number 1 is if you don't have the right product for the uncertainties and today's pandemic, don't worry. Focus on service. If you have the right product, focus on the product and enhance on the service, you get best in class. For example, my friend's toilet paper cake. She built a cake that looks like a toilet paper, then becomes a product that attracts people. She increased her service by ensuring that the cake is delivered on time, then becomes best product. So best in class. This is how the example goes. Now, very, very important thing is that not necessarily all your products will be best in class. Focus on your ability, focus on your capability. With today's lockdown, most companies and factories and shops and even your shops, your retail stores, you cannot function, you cannot open because the police will come and lock you down, right? So what you can do is you can look into digital transformation to see whether you can convert it into online business. And that will be part of service. Right? So you sell your product through the online part of service. That is something that you can look into and consider. So this is a very high level of giving you options on how you can deal with uncertainties. But later I'll give you a very simple guideline, which is another creation of mine, my creation of getting my sales in. And that's the model and that's the formula I use to build the business, even though at this uncertainty and pandemic season. Okay. A very quick history about marketing is what you are seeing in this graph here. Back in the 1920s, when Henry Ford created the car and so on, that becomes a production concept. Whoever that can create cars, it becomes a production. So production concept. Then after that, they go into mass production, it becomes a product concept. So people start to create more cars, more variety. Then after that, it comes 1945, you know, they go into selling concept, how you sell it, how you market it, right? And then when technology came in with radio and TV, that's where you see all the people start selling cars through TV, and they start promoting the cars through TV. So this is just an estimation or a case study using automobile business. Then in the 1975, it's more to glamour, right? So when BMW comes in, Mercedes comes in, Jaguar comes in, so it becomes a branding, right? It becomes a status. Then when it comes to 1995, people start to promote things through membership. So you can see until today, we still have specialty membership, like flying, KrisFlyer with Singapore Airlines, or Lufthansa's flying miles, all these cards, right? So like Thai Airways, they also have this membership card. So this is where the relationship comes in, where they give you, oh, when you buy a BMW, you get a free access to this golf club, and so on and so forth, clubhouse. Then when it comes to 2015, the marketing has changed into collaboration concept. So the latest collaboration, I believe all you have read, is that Toyota has collaborate with Tesla to create more electric cars and so on. So these are the things that has changed. Even my own company, Dell, is collaborating and doing acquisition with companies like with VMware and so on, right? To create more collaboration, expand their product and services. So this is collaboration. And moving forward beyond, this is what I see is the innovation. Who can come up with more innovative ideas will win the marketing, will win the market, will gain the market concept. So the innovation. Example, toilet paper cake. That is an innovation. In my whole life, I've never seen somebody create a cake that looks that way, but it sells. Innovation. So things are very alive right now. Here you can see all the media across the year, from newspaper to radio to TV to retail stores, clubhouse, and to social media. Okay, so next one, brain teaser number 2. Unmute yourself, let me know. Okay, it is very important to use the right channel to market your product. Some of the things you look at is age group. Which age group are you targeting? Which genre are you targeting? More to the men or the women, right? Which area of it? Is it you want to focus on certain areas of certain market, or certain geographical or certain market? And finally, the education level. Are you targeting the higher educated or the general? So these are the things that you have to understand. Then you look at it. So let's say, for example, if you want to sell something like mutual funds, bonds, who do you target? Do you target educated or uneducated? So this is where the question is. Of course, you want to target those people who are knowledgeable about funds, so you don't have to explain too much. And then you want to target on certain area, geographical area, maybe the township, right? So these are the things, okay? And then of course, genre can be both. An age group will be people who are above 35, 40, where they have slightly more savings, so they can buy more. Those who fresh grad will have lesser savings, so they only can buy certain funds and not the big funds. Maybe it's a smaller funds. Startup saving program, for example. Next one is aromatherapy. Okay, now you guys I already given you example how to answer this and how to see this for mutual fund. How about aromatherapy? What do you think? Yourself, please.
Most likely for the ladies.
The ladies, yeah.
Ladies,
But guess what?
Age group.
Age group, maybe 20 plus, yeah. Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Hang on. With the current stress in the work from home, it's not only ladies that need it. Everyone needs it.
Wow.
So for example, those of you who have migraine, who have stress, do you know that by taking peppermint, putting peppermint, a dot of peppermint behind your neck and just put it on the nose, it actually calms you down? For example, peppermint is very good for reducing stress. So again, if you're into this business, right now is your time. If you're not yet, explore it. It is the time, okay? Big money here, right? And one small bottle of aromatherapy is not cheap, okay? It costs almost about $20 US. Yeah. Some of the brands you can talk about is doTERRA or Young Living. Yeah, some of these are big brands. Yeah, go ahead, check it out. Sports equipment. Yeah, right now work from home. Everybody want to continue keep healthy. Skipping ropes sold out in Malaysia. Do you know that? Skipping ropes sold out. Have you ever even in your mind that one day you sold out of skipping ropes? Bicycle trainers sold out. Bicycles sales went up like skyrocket throughout the whole world, not in Malaysia, throughout the whole world. Companies like Giant, Taiwan brand, could not even meet the demand. Okay, European brands like Trek, like all these big brands, Pinarello, they can't even meet the demand. Okay, and of course traditional medicine. Okay, so traditional medicine, maybe you can't put it into TikTok or Instagram, nobody's gonna buy. You gotta put it into Facebook where all those elder generation will buy. So again, this is one of it, right? So using the right keywords is very important, especially today. Right keywords are like stress release, stress management, having a better work style, lifestyle. Yeah, these are keywords that attract people. Okay, do you know that right now even Nippon Paint, which is the one that you paint your walls at home, they even take the initiative of changing their marketing by putting first antiviral paint, killing the again, this is what attracts keywords, right? Killing bacteria, killing viruses. Yeah, you get it. Okay. And of course, look at the third picture, right? It's just a piggy bank wearing a mask. But this picture tells a lot of words, right? It's that it can be interpreted as saving for the pandemic season, or savings during right now, which is the COVID-19 and stuff like that. So these type of pictures are the ones that will attract people for a second look. That is what you need. Okay. Now a buyer buys when the needs arise. Okay. So just a very quick one, look at it. COVID-19 doesn't hit just one country, it hits the whole world. It hits every industry. So what can you do about it? But there are certain industries that's booming just because of this pandemic. Not all industries affected. Take for example, how you want to move on is whether you want to demand shift your offering so that you can go into the business that has spikes, that has high demand, for example, masks, for example, hygiene products. So you can look into that. Many companies, like in Malaysia as well, those companies are developers who build buildings, right? Who build buildings. When it comes to this pandemic season, they sway from development to mass manufacturing and even glove manufacturing. So you can see there's a demand shift, they move their business as well, which is comes to the second point, they venture and they explore into other businesses. And some who have more money, they will acquire smaller companies that does that. So you can go into acquisition. Or you can go into innovation, right? Now let's take, for example, bicycle. Have you ever think of one day business is going to grow so much? Right now, bicycle business is forecasted in just 2021 this year, it is going to be worth $60 billion just bicycle business alone. All right. If you heard of a brand in called Brompton, right? Brompton is like a folding bike, a small little bike that you can fold it and keep it, and when you unfold it, become a nice bike you can ride around. Brompton becomes one of the most expensive, high demanded bike, and it's not cheap. It's quite expensive each. So I believe Thailand have that bike brand as well, Brompton, right? Indonesia fully sold out as well. Okay. So 60 billion is a great market that you can tap in. Now, because of, for example, if you are thinking of opening a business now, because the demand of bicycle went up, meaning a lot of bicycle owners are a lot outside there. So if you go into servicing bicycle business, you are going to make big bucks now. Because a lot of people buy bicycles, but you don't know how to service the bicycle. The chain, cleaning the chain, cleaning the gears, fine-tuning the gears, all these a lot of people do not know. But if you create this, right now there's an opportunity, if you go into this service, you will earn big bucks. See that? So if you know how to look at opportunity and keep looking into opportunity, you will be in the business and you will continue to grow. Okay. So these are some of the case study that I can send to you. Don't worry, you can just take a look at it. It's just like what I mentioned earlier, looking at opportunity. Okay. Of course, you also need to look at what the government in your country will announce. Like for example, if let's say the government tomorrow announce that, okay, South African, to help, it's a total lockdown, for example, but to help the business, the government is going to pump in certain dollars or millions into those people and to help you guys in the small business. So if you are in that announcement, you hear that, you think about it. What business can I go in to help and get this money? Yeah. So you have to also look at the government's announcement. Okay, so be very tentative. Okay. All right. So just a double check, Kun Boy, how long more do I have? Is it another 15 minutes?
Let's see.
Another 30
Yes.
minutes.
Yes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, correct. Good time check. All right. So this is something that I created and I use it for my sales team. And by just doing this, I can still bring my company to become #1, not just across Malaysia, but across other countries as well. And this is a model which I'm going to share with you. It's a secret that I'm going to share with you today. And I hope it can help you in developing your business and sales as well. Okay, so let's start to peel an onion with me. Okay, don't worry, I won't make you cry because the guest doesn't go to you, it's virtual. That's a good thing. But I would like to, before I go on, I just want to share one thing is, look at my hashtag. Be empathy. As a sales leader, as a marketeer, be empathy, listen with empathy. Listen tentatively and listen with empathy to your customers, to your sales team, and to yourself. Don't just listen for the sake of listening. You gotta listen with empathy, because when you put empathy in your skills, in your passion, you will come up with solutions that can help them solve their problems and solve their needs even better. And that's where it links back to the 4E, which is the emotion. And when you can touch this, then you know what will grow? The trust between you and your customer will grow. And even though you increase price because of cost increase, your customers will still stay with you. This is always one simple thing, empathy. So let's go into what this peel the onion is about. Imagine there are onions, okay? There are many layers, but let's start with layer 1. So this is something that I do in my team, and I actually did this live and I draw it in front of them. But today, in short of time, I just want to make sure that you get the gist of it. So I'm not going to draw the whole thing and write again, because this is going to take another half an hour. So let's look at layer 1. Right? Layer 1 here shows about what is the strategy. What is the strategy? So when it comes to what is the strategy, ask yourself these few questions. What is happening around us? Okay, we have a pandemic, we have COVID-19, obviously this is what's happening around us. Next thing you know is, what is needed today? Yes, you can say that they need a lot of hygiene products, they need a lot of masks, they need a lot of toilet paper. So these are the things that is needed today. Next is, what is essential for all? So when you ask all these what question, you write it down, answers, then you will slowly put all this under your strategy. This is where and how you're going to approach all this. So before you go on to the next, then you ask yourself, what is the scope? Now, if you do not identify the scope, I can tell you, you will always go back to strategy, you always get off track, and you always try to add a lot of things in. And at the end of the day, you never start a single step. Always narrow down to whatever scope you want to cover. Scope can be in phases. Phase 1, I just want to get my business started. Phase 2, I want to go into the second phase, which is to expand slightly to this market. Phase 3, I want to expand to that market. Phase 4, I want to expand outside of Thailand. I want to expand outside of Malaysia. Yeah, make it phase. The scope needs to be very structured, scope by phase by phase. Okay, the scope. Who are you targeting? Okay, what generation are they? What is the best approach for the method? Okay, so let's say you have a product and you want to create a viral dance with it. All right, you can do it. Like the latest viral right now in Malaysia is McDonald's. McDonald's collaborate with a Korean singing group called BTS. All right, so what happened is that it's the same product. It's still chicken McNuggets. It's still a cup of Coke. Okay, it's still the same price, but the packaging, they just change it to purple boxes. That's all. They just change the packaging to purple boxes and put some words called BTS on the packaging. And guess what? They create viral. And all the youngsters came in, and all the ladies, you know, the young teenagers start to buy and queue up and buy. To me, the nugget is still nugget. It's only the box. So again, this is how they do it. Same product, but different packaging. And they create the viral, they create the sales. So what did they do differently? They make it into a TikTok, they make it into an Instagram hotspot, stuff like that. So when they do it, it's viral, and like what the earlier speaker mentioned is the fear of missing out, FOMO, fear of missing out. So teenagers today are very scared of this dynamic. They are fear of missing out from the trend. So this is the scope. Okay. Then finally, once you know the strategy, who you want to, what is happening and who you want to sell to, you then look into your current service, your current product. Are your current product able to solve the needs of today? If yes, then you see how you want to solve the needs of today. Okay, so if you can solve the needs of today, the essential needs of today, this will become your product USP, unique selling point. Then you find the keywords of all these unique selling point, and then you put into your poster, you put into your channel, you put into your marketing program. And from here, you will create a product that fulfills the needs and essential of the current customers. And this is how you do it. So let's take, for example, you guys can right now give me an example of a product or a service, and I can take you through these 5 steps and you can understand what it means. Okay, so let's take, for example, my sales came back to me and said, Chris, I'm selling notebooks, I'm selling laptops. So these 5 layers, how do I do it? Well, I'll say very simple. Everyone has to work from home today. Whoever uses a desktop in the office needs a laptop today at home. So that becomes the needs. Okay, so that is how it works. So laptop becomes a needs. But how do you sell it? What are the keywords? The keywords will be easy to use, easy to log on, trouble-free. Yeah, so all these things makes the user feel that, oh, it's easy. I just need power on and everything is up. The camera is good. The microphone is good. Collaboration is there. Because right now we are online more hours than we used to. So you use all this. So today we are selling laptops, no longer talking about, oh, this comes with Core i5 to 18 GB. No, we talk about this laptop comes with latest camera, full HD, give you a better look, and also built in with beauty cam. So for those ladies who wake up late for your conference call, don't worry, you don't need to put on makeup because the camera is going to make you look good. That is how we are selling now. We are selling laptops now like selling camera. We're no longer talking about laptops feature. We talk about the camera feature. We will talk about the microphone can auto reduce noise. The microphone can auto mute. Yeah, that's how we're selling laptops today. That is how we have changed using these 5 layers. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, quick. Now you give me one example and we shall see. Okay, I have 2 chats here. What are they? TM members in an online environment. Okay. Today, all of us are on collaboration. Every company needs to learn how to use collaboration too. Toastmasters is one of the earliest organizations that went into online, right? And also with World HQ giving us Zoom accessibility for a lower cost, all of us has changed into Zoom. In fact, today I can proudly to say every Toastmasters members are Zoom sifus or the Zoom gurus. We are so familiar with Zoom more than anyone else. So this is something that you can talk about. A lot of organizations are still struggling how to even manage or how to even convince people. A lot of organizations' sales are still not looking at the camera as they speak. The eye contact is off. The engagement is not there. So this is where Toastmasters can help these people to practice closing the sales through a webcam. So this is how you see there's a need and you match it, then you bring them in. Say that by joining Toastmasters meeting, it's a platform you can practice engagement and eye contact with your customers. So this is something that you can talk about. So you no longer really talk about the core value of Toastmasters is respect, integrity. No. So we used to do that when we sell Toastmasters, but today it's totally different. We sell Toastmasters in a very different way. Okay? All right. That's one of the examples. Any other example? Yeah. Else? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and speak. Eric, anything happening in South Africa?
Can I just ask the question on?
Yes, Kun Pichai. Yes.
Yes. Since you have got very good marketing knowledge, do you have any concept or ideas of marketing the Toastmaster membership? I think that is very important to us all. At the moment, we are facing the problem of some of the clubs are struggling, some of the clubs lack members, but again, it's difficult to really do the marketing of membership. So probably your ideas might be able to come up with certain concept from the district, to adopt. Thank you.
Okay, great question. So I believe every country in the world are facing a problem right now, which is a lot of organizations are doing workforce reduction. A lot of employees are losing their job. And we are taking this to actually help those employees to lose their job. For example, in Malaysia, what we did is we came out with a series of called Skill Up. All right, Skill Up. So in this Skill Up series, every Friday we will have 1 hour of speakers helping those people who lost their job on how to maintain their skills or how to up their skills so that they can get jobs or they can actually help them to find jobs, for example, from as easy as going back to how to prepare your resume, how to attend your interviews and ace the interview, how to, and subsequently we even have people who have mental stress, how to manage mental stress, how to manage work from home. So we have all these kind of topics that are very relevant to today's society's problem. So in other words, we are marketing Toastmasters by solving these community problems. Okay. For example, every Friday, in fact, you guys can come and join us as well. You can just dial in. So every Friday night, 8 to 9 p.m. Malaysia time, we have this 1 hour of sharing on topics that is very community crisis right now, community face right now. And from here, promote Toastmasters. And from here, we bring them into Toastmasters because we can only show you the door, but you need to open the door and walk in. And to walk in, you have to join to continue your development. And that is the message. So on this, we create leads. We create a lot of member leads. And these leads, we have a team of people to screen through the leads and convert them into Toastmasters members.
I think your 4C will be very practical to use this as a formula for the membership marketing. That is customer solution. That is one thing which is good. I think it's a good concept. Cost is important. You have got to make sure that it's not that costly to be a member. And next is the convenience, where you can join Toastmaster without your traveling a lot, and communication. And then those 4 C's will be very good to be applied for selling the membership.
Correct. And today you can join any club in the world. We have Eric from South Africa sitting with us today, right? We have a lot of people. I'm from here. I'm dialing in, right? So it is the convenience of it.
The district 97P should hire you to come up with a manual for this marketing membership.
I'm so blessed.
You won't charge so much, then I can talk to them about it.
Yeah, no worries. I'm very close with a lot of people like Kun Pasol and all those. Yeah, I'm more than happy to help you guys out.
I think that is, if we have a manual, you know, for the people to follow, rather than telling the people that how good Toastmaster is. But you have got to know segmentation. You have got to know product life cycle in each club, and also how to do the product development too, in order to maintain the club. So it's all very important, I think, if you really want to keep it on and on and on.
True.
Another question is what you talk about moment ago or 20 minutes ago. It was all mainly on online. And in case the situation changed and then it becomes normal, whatever you invest into online, definitely it should not be too much. Otherwise, the investment will be gone then, because we become normal again. Then we have got to come back, Is that something we have got to be cautious about on the investment on the online business?
Yes and no, because you have to understand that Generation Z or Generation Z are still very online. And they are still very fast in moving into the applications and apps. And that's why Toastmasters International has moved from traditional education to Pathways, because Pathways is very online. So that's the culture of it. So that's why moving online is something that will always be there. And in fact, it will even grow more. Now, in the event that one day we go back to norm, where we meet face to face, we still have to be very cautious that the virus is still there. And we still need to practice a lot of differences, like still social distancing and so on. So it will take a while. And honestly speaking, I can predict that this will take another 1.5 years at least to certain countries. And even like China is still not open to outsiders. Taiwan is still not open to outsiders. So it is still something that we need to be very cautious. And Vietnam is doing a great job. Vietnam currently is one of the countries in the world that is doing a great job by maintaining the outbreak, right? So, I mean, preventing the outbreak. So Vietnam is one of the countries that is being applauded for their effort. So they are still very close. So we still need online, and the investment online will still be there.
So you think the Zoom activity or Zoom business or Zoom conference like this will be on and on, even we become normal or norm again, right?
Yes, agree. The best is that you can only meet face to face, but you cannot be certain numbers, exceed certain numbers. So it will still be a hybrid. So at certain times, I would say is you have 6 people in the room or 8 people in the room maximum, but the rest still have to dial in. You cannot have 30 people in the room right now. It's too dangerous.
True.
Can I quickly say something?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, based on the in-person, I think once the lockdown is over, most people will still want to meet in person. And that is an advantage, because now we are introducing people to Toastmasters, because people will want to perform in front of people. That's another bigger advantage, because now we don't perform. We are talking whilst we are sitting. So whether in person, it's just a matter of the leadership of the club have to be able to invigorate people so that they can meet in person so that they can start showing their skills, you know, their performances, their theatrical performances, and their talent properly. Especially now we are learning. We are not sure if we are doing the right thing or not the right thing. We are not sure. But the in-person is the one that's going to make us to be sure that definitely what I have learned over the time, I can apply it in front of a group of live audience in person. So I think we will have more clubs after the lockdown because we would have attracted a bigger number of people.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Eric. We definitely miss those times that we can meet each other, especially I can go to US and meet up with all of you. And every time we meet each other, we always give each other a brother hug and a sister hug. You know, I really miss those moments. The best I can give you right now is to open up your hands right now and then hug yourself. Just imagine I'm hugging you right now. So thank you so much, Eric, for that input. I mean, that's my brother hug to you. So yes, I truly agree that we really hope that one day we can go back to face, but every country needs to meet a herd immunity level before every borders is reopened. This moment right now, the borders are not reopened to a lot of people. So this is something that is a big question mark. Even Malaysia, we are not achieving the herd immunity anytime soon. Forecasted only can meet end of the year if, let's say, everything goes well. And vaccines are still not coming in. And talking about vaccines, we have different vaccines from different countries. And some countries are only open to people who have certain vaccines and not the other vaccine. So you might end up, you know, when you want to go to France, you have to apply for European visa. So in future, you might need to have certain vaccine to enter certain country. I do not know how many vaccines we're going to get. So this thing is still very uncertain. And that's why it's very important that we continue to deal with uncertainties, right? And before I end, I just want to maybe share with you an extra bonus is that, you know, right now we are just chit-chatting, but I just want to share with you one thing is that whatever happens, it's all about managing change. And managing change, I just want to give you as a present today before I close up, is whenever we hear change, there's always 5 stages that we have to go through. The moment you hear a change from a government announcement or any announcement, even from World Headquarters announcement, you always get a shock. What? Change again? We just changed last week. Change again? So you get shocked. And once you get shocked, you get very angry. Why? Why is this? Why is that? Why they keep on changing my boss? You know, you get very angry. And after that, you try to go and find out the reasons. And when you understand the reason, then you understand, oh, those changes made because of certain reasons. Okay, I understand. So when you start to absorb and understand and accept the reason, you accept the, then you harmonize with the change. And when you harmonize the change, then you become one of the change ambassador and you start moving on. So what I'm trying to say is that whenever there's uncertainty, there's always changes. And when there's a change, you have to go through these 5 stages. And in short, just Sarah. So just remember Sarah next time when you have a change. The faster you go through these 5 stages, the faster you will be harmonized with the change, the faster you will be ahead of the market. And I hope next time when you hear change again, don't say no, but say yes. Yes to the change, yes to the opportunity, and definitely you will say yes to self-development and growing your business as well. So I hope this sharing is something that you can take this and you have more fun in the opportunities. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. I think we have one question from Toastmaster Nozomi before we end.
Sure. What's the question?
Toastmaster Nozomi asks about Toastmaster Club scope. Toastmaster Nozomi, would you like to ask the question?
Oh no, it's already 12:10, 12:11, so I don't want to take up your time. So
one small question, just one small question. Have you ever done a subject of marketing yourself?
Oh, marketing myself or self-branding? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
normally you marketing the product, but how about yourself? You forget yourself, then it's useless. You have got to know how to do the marketing for yourself.
You are so right, Kun Pichai. A lot of salespeople, they go out and sell product, but they forgot to sell themselves. A lot of people, a lot of customers stay with you is because of you, not because of the product. So if let's say tomorrow I move out from Dell and I go and join another company selling the same thing, computer, I can very assure that a lot of my customers will follow me. And that is part of selling yourself. Yes, selling yourself is very important. So you talk about your trust, you building trust, you building rapport, you build relationship, very important. And most important is your service. People trust you because of the service. People trust you because of who you are, your honesty. All right. So this is very, very important. Selling yourself, personal branding, it is very important.
Personal branding.
Yes, it's a personal branding.
Thank you.
It's a different. Yes.
Can I quickly ask a question?
Okay, no problem.
Yes, yes.
I'm okay.
Okay, my question is about your group in Malaysia that meets for that social group of yours. What do you call it? When do you meet?
Oh, the skill up, I can put in here. You can go there and take a look at it. Okay, let me put into the chat. Okay, let me see.
Oh, yes, it's skill up series.
All right, it's called skillupseries.com. So you have all these things that is coming up. For example, these are things that we are having. 5 tips of acing interviews, 5 golden nuggets of effective communication. So even though these topics are very close to current community needs, but if you look at it, it's all Toastmasters. So we are actually marketing Toastmasters in a very subtle way. Yeah. So go ahead and register, click on register now, and you can actually get all this here, right? So some of the speakers are here. I'm one of the speakers. In fact, I'll be speaking next Friday about how to work from home effectively and be productive. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Right, I think my time is up. So thank you so much. Back to you, Kun Boa. Thank you. Hey, thanks guys for being so sportive and giving me all the questions and feedback. Appreciate it. And Eric, please stay safe, yeah.
Yeah. Toilet paper is finished.
Right, everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy. Kun Boa, back to you.
Thank you, Christopher. All right. So I guess now we're off to lunch. Thank you everyone so much for your participation. And please, if you have any questions, do get in touch with Christopher Chung for some answers, for some further answer. And I think today we had a really good session. I know I learned something about today's environment and what you can bring to your community. My takeaway is that look at what you have, what you can give. Look at your capability. What is your ability? Ask yourself that, and start from there. So thank you so much, Christopher, and thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you.
Do you want to take a group picture before we go?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's take a group picture.
It's a nice sharing. Like I got a lot of things.
Okay. No problem. I mean, I'm squeezing a 4-hour session into 45 minutes, so you can imagine, right? Yeah.
All right, let's take a group picture once. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
everyone, have a nice lunch, and maybe we'll see you later after lunchtime for
Okay.
the district contrast.
Bye bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
I've witnessed this. They've done atrocities because they have just shed their values away, you know, because what keeps a human on track is really the values and faith also. But unfortunately, focusing on fear, I want to go back to this point. When you focus on fear, your values, because it becomes a matter of survival. And when you focus on your survival, you are